They say some crimes are born from rage, some from greed, some from madness. Pedro Espinosa's crime? It was born from a color. Red. Not blood red, not warning red, just a backpack. A red backpack slung over the shoulder of a 17-year-old boy walking home from the barber shop, laughing into his phone, talking to his girlfriend about nothing important. The kind of conversation you forget by morning. The kind of moment you don't realize is your last. That boy was Jamiel Shaw. He wasn't in a gang. He wasn't looking for trouble. He was a star athlete with college recruiters watching his every move. A kid who could have made it out. A kid whose father dreamed of seeing him at West Point. But on March 2nd, 2008, his walk home became a death sentence. Because on the other side of the street was Pedro Espinosa, 19 years old, a hardened gang member fresh out of jail less than 24 hours earlier. He had violence in his veins, hate in his heart, and a gun tucked into his waistband. And when he saw Jamiel's backpack, red against the fading daylight, he locked in. To him, that color was everything. A challenge, a threat, an excuse. Espinosa moved like a predator, calm, certain. He stepped out of a car, shoulders loose, eyes fixed. He called out the words that carried death in Los Angeles streets. "Where are you from?" Jamiel froze. He wasn't from anywhere. He wasn't playing that game. But silence wasn't safety. Silence was a trigger. Espinosa pulled the .45 caliber Glock, the metal glinting under the streetlight. And then, bang! A bullet tore through Jamiel's head. Bang! Another slammed into his chest. The sound echoed down the block. His phone dropped. His girlfriend screamed on the other end, helpless, hearing his body hit the pavement. Neighbors peeked through blinds but stayed hidden. Nobody wanted to be next. Espinosa didn't run. He didn't even glance back. He holstered the gun and walked away smirking, like he'd just finished a chore. Jamiel's father, a military veteran, arrived at the scene moments later. What he saw wasn't a battlefield. It was worse. His boy, lifeless, sprawled on the sidewalk, blood soaking into the pavement. A future erased, a promise destroyed. At first, the case seemed impossible. Jamiel had no gang ties, no enemies. Detectives feared it would go cold. But monsters make mistakes. Espinosa couldn't keep his mouth shut. In jail on a parole violation, he bragged to his cousin Javier, "I did it. I killed that football player Javier." Shaken, went to police. That single confession opened the floodgates. Ballistics matched the bullets. Witnesses stepped forward. Cell tower pings placed Espinosa in the exact spot. Every piece locked together until the story was undeniable. Jamiel Shaw had been hunted and executed for nothing more than the color red. When Espinosa went to trial, he showed no fear, no guilt, no soul. He sat back in his chair, grinning, whispering to his lawyers as Jamiel's family poured out their grief. His father glared at him and said, "When I was growing up, you used your fists. You didn't just kill somebody in cold blood. That's the coward's way." Jamiel's mother, a U.S. Army sergeant, spoke through tears. "I can't say I forgive you for killing my son. You should thank God if you still have your family, because people like us, we don't give a damn anymore." But the most chilling words came from Jamiel's uncle. Standing tall, staring directly at Espinosa, he declared, "He needs the biggest punishment they can get, the death penalty. And from that day on, he can rot in hell." The courtroom erupted, clapping, shouting, crying. The judge didn't stop it. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he didn't want to. Espinosa never flinched, never apologized, never admitted guilt. He wanted everyone to see him as untouchable, but the jury didn't buy it. They convicted him of first-degree murder, and in 2012, he was sentenced to death. Now Pedro Espinosa sits on death row in San Quentin. He eats, he sleeps, he breathes, he waits. And Jamiel Shaw, he rests beneath the earth at Arlington National Cemetery, one of the youngest civilians ever buried there. His dreams, gone. His laughter, gone. His red backpack, gone. But the memory remains. Because this wasn't random. This wasn't fate. This was a choice. A man chose to destroy a family. A man chose to end a life. A man chose to pull the trigger, all because of a color. A boy walked home. A man saw red. And the world is never forgotten. If you're drawn to stories where justice doesn't roar, it bleeds. This is Thrill Calm. Don't forget to subscribe. The next case, even darker.